Well, hi, everybody. Good morning to you. Meteorologist Travis Klineski here on this Monday morning. Good to be back with you after several days away, and the weather looking to remain fairly quiet these next couple of days. It was pretty chilly out there with the clouds around on your Monday or on your Sunday, and some of you even had a little light dusting of snow here. Some snow kind of fell right in these areas last night, yesterday afternoon into last night. There is a warm front pushing through, and look at the clouds. There's a lot of low clouds out ahead of it. There's some thick fog right around GI and Hastings this morning, right on the edge of those low clouds. That's going to the warm front's going to push east, and that's going to try to shove out those clouds and clear them out. It may take some time for those in the east, so it is going to stay cooler in the east, although better than yesterday. But behind that warm front, everybody else, more sunshine and a really nice day ahead. And the other big difference maker in our temperatures, it's going to be this right here, this surface trough, because that divides more of a south and southwesterly wind with more of a straight west wind. And that southwest winds can warm you up, and it will warm up a little bit today here compared to yesterday, but it will be noticeably warmer right in here. That downsloping wind coming off the higher elevations. That's when the air, as it lowers in elevation, it tends to get a little drier and a little bit warmer as the air it compresses, it heats up. So looking at some really mild temperatures out there today. Tonight, decent temperatures. We'll get a few passing clouds overnight. We've got that mild air mass in place, so we will keep it pretty nice out there. Tomorrow, look at the wind direction. Again, most of us a westerly wind, and that's really going to keep things on the warmer side. I do want to point something out. I don't have it drawn in here, but there is going to be a cold, I have it wrong there. I apologize. I thought that would be a cold front. That is not a cold front. So I'll just tell you, I guess, that there is going to be, where that red line is, there should be a little blue line with the, it's going to be a cold front. It's going to be sinking south into our area. There'll be a couple of sprinkles up in northern Nebraska as we get into Tuesday evening, and that will switch our wind direction around. It's going to cool us back for the middle of the week. So Wednesday, not quite as nice as we'll be on, not nearly as nice as Tuesday. And we'll get some brisk northwesterly winds as well, especially in eastern Nebraska. I think the strongest winds right in there. We'll talk about those temperatures in just a little bit as we cool things back, and we will actually bring some moisture back as well as we look towards Wednesday evening. But for today, again, I mentioned eastern Nebraska, not quite as warm there. Again, you got that warm front right there. And this time I did actually draw in the right front. So as that's pushing northeastward, it's going to be cooler out ahead of that with those stubborn low clouds, and again, more of a south and southwesterly wind, but that straight west wind, it's really going to help to warm these areas up right in there. So we get up into the 50s. Let's take a closer look around the area here. We'll start you off. I'm going to I haven't been using this map much recently because of time constraints, but I do want to show you this map just because I have a little bit of extra time today here. So we're looking at upper 40s and lower 50s in the northwest, a good amount of sunshine for today. The warmest temperatures in the southwest. We'll get up into the low and mid 50s, maybe pushing upper 50s around Imperial. 57 for Trenton and Bankelman, 56 Curtis, 54 in Lexington, 52 Loop City, Minden, Kearney, 53 Franklin, 56 in Phillipsburg, Kansas. Southeastern areas, now south central Nebraska, north central Kansas, upper 40s to right around 50. But as you go towards southeast Nebraska, we're only seeing upper 30s and lower 40s. Better than yesterday, but not quite as warm. And then again, the coldest areas in the northeast, 32 in Ponca, 33 in Pender, 39 Norfolk, 42 in Columbus, where there's a little light snow to melt off there from snow from last night. 40s, mid and upper 40s right in here, including 48 in O'Neill and in Greeley later on today. Tonight, not too bad, down in the upper 20s and lower 30s for lows. Looking ahead to your Tuesday, we're talking about highs into the 50s and even 60s, mid 60s in southwest Nebraska. Really mild day. This will be the best day this week here. We get that cold front that comes through Tuesday night and a Wednesday morning. It's not a lot. There's not a lot of cold air with it though, so we're still mild, generally speaking, for mid-December as we look towards Wednesday morning, lows in the 20s and 30s. And then Wednesday, yes, cooler. Most of us still try to get above 40 degrees here, though. Low and mid 40s, maybe even upper 40s here. But northern and eastern areas back down into the 30s. Some colder air working its way in. Brisk northwest winds to go along with it. A little colder, not super cold, though, Wednesday night into Thursday morning. We're looking at a lot of 20s out there. Some teens in the northeast. And some 30s out west. Some very mild air still here. In fact, that milder is going to try to budge back in Thursday. So western and southwestern areas back to the 50s and 60s on Thursday. Still in the 40s and 30s. A very sharp temperature contrast from northeast to southwest. I mean, we're talking about 25 in the northeast corner of Nebraska. to the mid 60s in southwest Nebraska. So a 40-degree range across the state of Nebraska as we look ahead to your Thursday. We will get that colder air. A bigger push of colder air is going to come Friday and into the weekend. Very minimal moisture. There is a small chance of some moisture looking ahead to Wednesday evening. Light rain or light snow. There may be some other small chances down the road here. I didn't include them right now because they are so small, but we're going to see quite a few clouds around as well. Again, there's that next big drop. So we drop a little bit Wednesday, Thursday, bigger drop Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Then maybe start to warm back up beyond Sunday. It looks like we'll be trying to get back up into the 40s Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday of next week as a milder air mass begins to move back in. We could be back to what could be a longer stretch of mild weather to come next week as we lead up to the final days of the fall season, moving into the winter season, even though it has felt like winter. Looking at North Platte, even better than the Tri-Cities the next couple of days, mid-50s today, mid-60s tomorrow. Back to the 40s on Wednesday. Small chance of some light rain. I'm going to keep it rain on Wednesday evening. Too warm for snow until the rain moves on out. And then we actually, again, warm up on Thursday. Then comes the bigger drop Friday. Slightly better Saturday and Sunday, back up into the 30s. Although those lows are going to be colder again. But again, next week we do try to warm things back up again. In fact, the Climate Prediction Center next week, it's trying to budge that warm air back into our area. Look at all the warmth over the desert southwest and most of the western U.S., and we're going to be on the edge of it. I think we could get in on a decent amount of that warmth, and we're probably going to stay on the drier side of things. So really the next 2 weeks, I don't really anticipate a lot of moisture in our future here. Looking at things ahead of us these next few days, again, pointing to Wednesday late in the day, Wednesday evening right there, and that little bit of light rain or light snow. That and then clears out by Thursday morning. It may still linger over northern Nebraska Thursday morning. Then there's some other minor chances, but nothing significant right now. A lot of it's going to stay to our north. So you don't see a lot in store moisture-wise over the next week and a half here. And then the GFS model. Let's jump ahead to Wednesday evening, late Wednesday afternoon, Wednesday evening, right there. And that little bit of light rain or light snow. Then it lifts to the northeast. Again, will we see anything later in the week? Very minor chances, but right now I've kept everything dry for the Tri-Cities and North Platte. It's close there, but I'm going to keep it dry for now. Same thing this weekend. And then next week it's still mostly dry. And we will see a nice little warming trend into next week here. Looking at the long-range models, again, we're nice today, even better tomorrow. There's Tuesday. Then comes the cooler weather Wednesday. It warms back up out west Thursday. Then the bigger push of cold air Friday. There it is right there. But the warm air, in fact, the European models are already trying to warm us back up this weekend. My forecast models are not that warm, my in-house model, so I'm not going that warm for the weekend yet. But it looks like the warmer air is going to try to just really stay in place through most of next week. GFS, again, today's not bad. Tomorrow warmer yet, right there. Wednesday's cooler. Bit of a warm up Thursday. Friday's the bigger push of colder air right there. Again, the colder air is trying to stick in place here, but it looks like both models are trending a little warmer this weekend, so we may have to bump up those weekend temperatures a little bit. We'll see. And then next week, it stays on the mild side. That milder air is trying to stay in place. No cold air to come. No, at least brutally cold air. You'll notice next week, all the pinks are way up in northern Canada, so that means no big-time Arctic air moving in next week, so could be looking good for a while here. Yes, a little bit of a cool down. For sure, I think Friday. I think Friday is going to be our cold day. Saturday and Sunday still up in the air. You know, I showed you at the 7-day forecast here, and I did show North Platte bumping up a little bit there, but Tri-Cities, I kept it a little colder. Maybe we need to nudge those up. We may do that in the next couple of days. We may trend a little warmer for this upcoming weekend, which will be nice. We want nice weekends, but this last weekend wasn't great, especially on Sunday. But maybe a little bit better next week. So anyway, with that, I have to let y'all go for today. I want to thank you all for watching on this Monday morning. I will see you all again on Tuesday with all the latest. Take care and God bless. Bye.